Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode number 141. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zone, if I can make it, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a script for an hour-long drama TV pilot in this case, just to try to demystify the screenwriting process. Because the process is really the most important thing that I think I can teach you. There's a lot of people out there teaching you what a great script is and how the business works, but nobody seems to talk about the most important thing about writing a great script or getting into the business, which is the script has to exist. You have to actually figure out how to go from a blank page to 120 full pages. And that means a process, a day-to-day, line-by-line, scene-by-scene way of working. Because every writer is different. I can't tell you how to do it for yourself. I can just show you things that I know help to get your script on the page, and then you've got to figure it out yourself. It's not the best process. It's not the only process. It's just what I've learned in a 25-year career writing for TV and movies, and I thought I would let you watch me walk through it in the hope that when you are looking at your own blank page, you'll say, oh, yeah, I could try this thing that I saw him do. Maybe it will help. That's all. If it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, don't. Nobody can tell you how to write. Nobody can tell you what you should write. You gotta figure it out for yourself. That is part of being a writer. Also, you do not have to watch every episode of this. 141 hours. For goodness sake, spend some of that time writing your own scripts. This is just here. I'm doing it every day so that maybe you drop in now and then, you watch and you go, oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's a cool way to do it. All right, let us get to business, which means first saying hello. Hello to Natasha. Hello to Marteltoso. Hello to Arfung in Spain after Hong Kong. Wow, that is, you must have already done a fair amount of traveling because yesterday I thought you were in Hong Kong. Anyway, wow, really going to Ukraine to volunteer? Please be safe. I am grateful to you. I am sure they are grateful to you. I am impressed, but please be safe. Be careful. Take good care of yourself. Hello, Jean. Yes, take care, Arfang. We will be waiting to hear from you what it's like, how you're doing. That's pretty amazing. Meanwhile, I'm just writing scripts, and so I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to the cutting. Palm Desert, California. Hi, Johnny Midas. Welcome. Glad to have you here. In the Palm Desert, not so far from me in Los Angeles, California. What we're doing now is cutting. We're just cutting. We're on page 29. Got to get our 87 pages down to about 60. That's the goal. Realistically, probably won't get all the way there this pass because that's one of the things you do. You just go over it, and every time you get a little more. You don't get it all at once. You go over it and over it. That is how you get something done that is big and complicated. No one gets it all at once. Nobody gets the whole thing right. Nobody starts on page 1 and writes from all the way through and says, I'm done, I wrote a script. That's not how it works. That's what I'm here to show you. Hello, Tomek. And glad, hello. Houston, cool. Oh, hey, I may even know you. Hi, Tomek, good to see you. All right. So yeah, the deal is, you don't get it all at once. You get a bit here, a bit there, and those two bits sort of make clearer what it is, and then you can do other things. For instance, you can get other things up there. For instance, Kyle, his language. Yesterday, I figured out that he's going to be really, really close to non-verbal. Yes, that's also how you should do your exams. It's how you should do everything if you can. It's really a drag when they when they sorry, got distracted. It's a drag when they won't let you do it a bit at a time and do rewrites and fixing it. Hello, Rachel. I'm glad you figured out the time difference. I apologize to all of you who are not on American daylight savings time because I know it's whacked out. Sorry, Tomek. I knew another Tomek who is from Texas who's had done some work with me on some one-on-one consulting. Thought it was you. Hello, Javier. Did I change microphones? Not intentionally. Why? Is it not working? Is it? Oh, you know what I did? I didn't plug it all the way in. I had my microphone and I had not plugged it all the way in. I bet that's better now. What do you think? All right. I am okay. Thanks for asking. Hello, Kirby Light. My goodness, we're just being so chatty here. So here's the deal. As Arfang had talked about and I had talked about, you go, all right, I thought so. Great to see you, Thomas. Okay. So the deal is, as you go through, you take a section at a time. Sometimes you begin at the beginning. Sometimes you just take a piece in the middle that's giving problems, and you work on that. Slowly but surely, you improve the whole thing. You do not get it in order most of the time. It's really good to give yourself a break and say, you know, I got this one like 50%, and this next scene is like 20%. The next time you do, you get, you know, that's a little better now. It's maybe 20% better than that. You do that 5 times, 5 times 20%, 100%. And I'm not good at math, and I could figure out that. Okay, so the deal here is Kyle has become really short. His lines are really short. Sucks. Must be pissed. Drugs? Do you want some? Do you want some? I meant, do you want some? Oh. If you know what I mean. I get it. Okay. I'm just cutting. I do. I just thought, you know, take the edge off. All right. So, I mean, do you want some? I sell some stuff that's not on the menu, if you know what I mean. I do. Thank you. I get it. I do. I'm hip. I'm hip. No, she shouldn't say that. I do. No, understand. I do understand. I just thought, you know, taking it. Okay, so that was cut. Just a little cutting. This doesn't have to be a whole line. Boom. together, yeah. Yes. Okay. Zhang Zhehan, thank you. Thank you. I am so glad in Saudi. Well, I have no idea what time it is, but thank you for staying up late because I suspect it is late in the evening. So I appreciate your watching. I'm glad this is helpful. So yeah, that scene is better. Now I'm going to. Whoa! Wow, we've been having some interesting problems here with my tech. I apologize. Luckily, this is kind of already sort of okay. Let's see if I can make this work better. All right, I'm cutting. Trouble in River City. Well, luckily, it's just a little circle of me. And you know what? I can even bring the lights up. Hello, Kitschy. Hello, Larry. Look at that. I got more light on me. I'll tell you why I won't, but I probably should, yes. But I tell you why I won't. A, don't want to spend the money. And B, don't want anyone around. I just want to get this done on my own. But thank you for the suggestion. Hello, everyone from Larry. Hello, Kitschy. Natasha says, hi, Kitschy. We're all working. Okay. So, Hey, I'm here. I promise. I'm just waiting to see if the... there we go. You see, at least for the moment, we got things going here. Nope. That explains it. That explains it. It's the plug. I've got that bad plug thing again. All right. You know what? I don't want to waste your time on my tech. I'm just going to keep writing. What I'm doing here is just cutting words because this is a lot of words. Okay, for an unfinished album. Interesting, but not really important. Boom. Okay. Hello, Hopi. I hope that is the way to pronounce it, Hopi. I am so glad that you are doing that. Writing one step at a time, doing it, just getting it a little better every time you go through it is the answer. I am here. There we go. All right. So, you know what? I don't need these words. Punk grunge. They're a punk grunge band. See, now here, this is the kind of thing that you need to think about. You have back in the 90s and back in the 90s. This is the kind of thing when you're writing, you don't realize you're even doing it. Boom. Let's just get rid of words. That we don't need that. Reel-to-reel tape recorded back in the mid-90s. Mid-90s, not 1990s, because what other 90s is it going to be? See, this is the key. This is what we need to do. Okay, Madeline. You know what? That was actually not a worthwhile change. I had hand scrolled on the box, on the tape box. See, you can just do that. The tape box on the box. Hand scrolled on the box, on the tapes box. There we go. Sings along. I don't even know what I meant by no competition for her 20-year-old self. All right. I'm going to put that. See, that's a note to do something earlier. So I have to decide, am I going to go back and do it now? You know, it's early enough in the day. It's, okay, so George's living room. Find living room. Okay, find next. What I'm doing is doing a find very fast until it gets to the end of the script, and then I'd be going to the beginning because, okay, see, this is interesting. This is the thing I always say not to do. Be careful with your slug lines that you're not changing them. George's house. I must have gotten to George's house earlier. George's house. George's house, way back up here. Madeline. Oh, you know why? Because she didn't go into the living room until then. She was in the garage. Okay, see? That's what it was. All right, so let's get back down to the first time we meet the living room, which is easiest found by just doing this. Find next. You see that little find thing? Find next. Okay, living room. Boom. And then describe the sound system. Large speakers. Reel to reel. Etc. Okay. Sound system. Okay. Now find living room. Let's go to the next. And there we are, back where we started, the living room. Okay. Stoned. That's it. We only need that word. Sings as loud as you can with her 20-year-old self. Okay, so getting dark. Don't need the out. Watches the house. Okay, let's see. The reason I'm changing that is because Norman is going to be down the block. I don't want them to be both so far that, yeah. Watches. Get rid of the R. Get rid of passive verbs if you can. Watches the lit up windows. The lighted windows. All right. Rolls down. You don't really need the and. Rolls down is window. Walking closer. Duh. Don't need to say to the house. Trying to understand. Party in this house of grief. That's actually not bad. Do I need and understand? Into the party. See, the party in this house. Try and glimpse the party in this house of grief. There we go. Doesn't notice. Don't have to have so many adjectives. Doesn't notice the headlights. Slowly approaching far down the quiet semi-rural street. The quiet semi-rural. I don't think that's necessary. They stop a block away and go out. There we go. Look at that. Less words. Live Pacific Standard Time, the U.S. Pacific Time Zone. So currently it is 3:23 p.m. I work every day, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I can make it. For instance, this week I will be here every day except Friday. Got an appointment. India, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us. Achint Kaur. Car? Let me know. Headlights. Look at that. Doesn't notice headlights slowly approaching far down the semi-rural street. Do I need semi-rural? Well, I'm going to leave it. I don't need it. They stop a block away and go out. Lurking, hulking figure. Lurking figure. Studies the lit up house, the truck parked nearby, and Dundowski's looking. It moves. Okay. So, I have cut a page. Oh, gosh darn it. All right. So we are just going to leave the camera there because I just don't want to be bothered. All right. Studies lit up house, the truck parked nearby, and Dundowski's lurking, big lurking figure. I'll give him that.
It moves into the shadows. Well, you know, we don't know about the kitchen door. Going to the back of the house. There we go. Heading. We don't know where if it goes there. Uh-oh. See, this is the sort of thing. He takes his phone from the magnetic holder on his dashboard and opens the phone. Could we possibly have more words to say that thing? Seriously. Seriously, is this the end of... Okay. From the magnetic dashboard holder. Dials 911. Takes his phone from. Grip. Yeah, you know, for the moment I'm going to leave it. It's still too many words, but that's okay. Almost on the doorknob? No. On the doorknob, gosh darn it. And it's hand, because who else's? It's hand on the doorknob. See? This is easier to read than that last bit. All right. Steps back. This is the thing. He freezes, listening, steps back. One is a state of being, two are actions. Freezing, stepping. Steps back. I think we know why. We don't need to say wary. Okay. Do we need down the block? No. On his phone speaker. What other speaker would it be? He's making a call. Where Dundowski has gone is not correct. We know where he's gone. Into the dark. There we go. An agonizing long series of clicks, obviously on the phone. And then, boom. No, actually, we do need another recorded voice. There. Okay. An agonizingly long is hyphenated. It's one thing. All right. How we doing? Okay. You know what? I don't think we're saying this twice in one scene. Listens to a recorded voice on speaker. Then intent on the house. And we don't need as he. And agonize. There we go. C hastily presses 4. Eyes on the house. Eyes on the house. Another recorded voice. Please listen. Because our menu has changed. Please listen carefully. because our menu has changed. They always say that. Please listen carefully to the... Okay. Okay. I kind of like Madeline is changing tapes because... No. You know what? We don't need to say that because we're going to say Madeline finishes threading a new tape into the machine and turns a clunky old lever. Done. I like this. This is good. Okay. Boom. See, this is repetitive. The music bangs out of the sneakers, rattling the windows. Hearing the music begin to pound again. That is the same thing. Do I need to say that? I kind of like it. Don't like all those dashes. This is too many words, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see what we're doing. She listens. Hearing it. Rattling the windows. Don't need a dash there. Thrashes and dances, she sings into an unplugged microphone. An imaginary dark credit. I don't think I have to get... This is very fancy. Actually. Singing to the bookshelves. Lit. Actually, the bookshelves. Actually, the bookshelves. Okay, should the knife be back in his boot? I don't think so. I think... All right. Okay. This is not right. They are not there. I'll figure out later where they are. between him and the door he needs. Him and the hole he needs to go to. Back sound. It appears in the kitchen doorway, so actually he doesn't pay. Turns away. You guys with me on all this? Are we broadcasting? Are we all right? You getting what I'm doing? All right. Let me know. Things got very quiet in the chat, which I'm happy with. That's all good. Okay. Opens area. Let's see. He briefly considers file boxes in another font because in theory he's looking at the note he scribbled earlier, which were the instructions which we will show him writing when he's talking to Xena. It's the instructions Xena has for where the evidence is. I'm going to just make a note to myself. This is just a note to myself. Xena's instructions for where to find the evidence. How's that? I'm going to put it in parentheses because it's not. It's going to be, yeah. Well, yeah, you're halfway around the world, Arfang. Larry's reporting. Cam gone. Cam back. I know. One of those days. Yep. I'm in the dark. I was. Yeah. Okay. Good. Cool. Just because of my tech worries today, I just wanted to make sure I was actually broadcasting to y'all. Okay, this is crappy. His destination down the hall. That's what we'll do. And his mission objective down the hall. And his mission objective down the hall. He opens drawers, considers a ball of kitchen twine, keeps looking. Now try that. Okay, so Norman freezes the... Same room. That's more, yeah. Didn't see. was too late. Norman freezes. Okay. Essentially, I'm saying the same thing 3 times, but I think that's okay because it's kind of representing what's happening to him. Actually, with fear. Reflected in its glass. Open it. Norman pushing the door shut as Norman tries to open it. Okay, so. Yeah, slam. That's clearer. That's easier. That's shorter. Stunned. Okay. Wanders. It's okay. See, this is the sort of thing. I'm saying the same thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, lost in her performance, wanders the room. Turning away, just as. Cloud of coffee. Ground coffee. Okay, Dundosky staggers backward, coffee clan. So basically, the idea is Norman grabbed the can of coffee and hit Dundosky with it. Okay, so why does he lunge for the shelves? Okay. Frantically looking for a weapon. Okay. Well, This is interesting. The truth is, first of all, most teachers are not writers first. They may have a little experience, but the truth is they're thinking teaching. They are thinking rules, um, and so they're teaching to the book, to the rules, and their job is to get you to understand those rules. I say rules are tools. In other words, McKee, sure, if you want to read, I mean, that book is so freaking long. I don't know why you would want to read it, but if you do want to read it, if it's entertaining you, if it's educating you, great. Read McKee. I am sure he has lots of good things to say. I can never get through past the first 20, 30 pages. But my point is, those rules are good, but there's other people who have very, very different rules, and they're good too. David Lynch wrote a book called Catching the Big Fish. Save the Cat. I honestly don't think it's a very good book, but there is actually one chapter, the one about the log line, that I think is pretty good. So every different set of rules will have something of value. That does not mean that you have to memorize these rules. They're not actual rules. That's the reason that I say rules are tools. They're not real rules. It's not like there's an authority like the Screenplay Commission has said, follow these rules. That doesn't exist. Everybody's just trying to guess what the rules are. And there is no such thing as a rule like you pass a test and get an entrance into the screenwriting job market. You get into the screenwriting job market by writing a good script. What even defines good is going to change person to person, company to company. Some people will say, Jerry Bruckheimer's rules and Aaron Sorkin's rules very different. There's the rules that are running Miyazaki's company and the rules that are running, Amazon TV they're going to be different. So my point is, the teacher can't say that to you in a school, because they're taking a lot of money and time, and they're supposed to be authorized to give you the standard rules. And McKee, pretty good set of standard rules, worth learning, definitely. I don't have to get authorized by an institution that I'm covering the territory. So that's the basic answer why I'm saying it. The one thing you don't want to do is spend your time playing one teacher against each other. They're both right. They both are offering you their best vision of what they know of the situation. Since there is no actual set of rules for art, for creating, there's not actually a right answer to this. And the one thing you don't want to do is say to me, well, they say McKee, or to them, well, Glenn says no rules. It's not helpful. Each one is telling you the best you can. And the thing you want to do is say, what can I take from them that's useful to me? There's a lot of things in McKee that are useful, really useful. But the idea that if you follow all his rules, you make good, that's not how art works. Art doesn't. You don't fill out the check boxes and then get the grade. Every piece is different. Honestly, every artist with every work has to make up their own rules. They have to say, in this one, I'm going to have a lot of dialogue, or in this one, I'm going to have very little dialogue. In this one, I'm going to end tragically, and in this one, I'm going to end uncertainly. Those are all possible. So the rules, yes, exactly. The rules, the basics are good when you begin to learn, except, and this is really important, you can just figure it out for yourself if you are willing to sit there and take things apart. If you are willing to say, how does the Philadelphia story and Casablanca and Blade Runner and Memento, how do they operate? How do they work? And that's where you can figure out your rules, which are, at some point, probably your character is going to have something that they're trying to do. And it's really great when you read, a book like McKee, they'll talk about that. Unfortunately, they very often will get stuck in a certain type of story, and they will say, these are the rules for a story. And I guarantee you, if you have the rules for Casablanca and Gone with the Wind and the Hollywood studio rules that all those books came out of, then the anime series Devilman Crybaby is not going to make sense to them. However, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means it's playing by different rules, and they're good. Read a bunch of screenplays. But yes, the other thing, just to get back to this question, is for a specific class, there may be specific rules, because that class you're trying to teach, you show the teacher that you have learned what they are trying to teach you, what they feel is important, just like I'm trying to teach you certain things. So for a certain class, for a certain program, there are rules. And you're in that program, you should try and learn the rules. What's the point of taking that program if you're not going to learn what they have to teach you? You may decide when you leave that program that you want to do some other things too. Cool, you're allowed. But while you're in a school, while you're in a program, learn what they have to teach. That's just good sense and a good use of your time. Okay. I don't think we need it for her. Norman. Okay, so this is just slightly clearer. Slightly less. Like, the truth is, most of this is pretty good. Staggers. I like he staggers backwards. So the thing is, I've already got lunges. There's only so many words to use. For the moment, I'm going to leave that. Okay. It's hard to learn and apply the rules unless you can compare them to screenplays that work, and also read bad screens and everything. Yes, that's true, but I would guess that most film schools are going to ask you to do that. Most film schools, I would assume, are going to assign you scripts to read. If you are learning screenwriting and they're not saying read scripts and write scripts, I'm a little off on what they think they're doing, but who knows? So yeah, like, I know that McKee, he refers to a lot of scripts. He's like, read that script. So yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, it's been almost an hour and my camera's still going. So I think I'm going to stop here. I did cut a page and I did get 6 pages down the script moving. So we are getting places. We are doing the job. Thank you. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I will be back. We will do more cutting. Thursday, I think I'm probably going to do an Ask Me Anything. Friday, like I said, I got, I've got somebody I've got to meet with and I can't be here. So have yourselves a fabulous evening. Wherever in the world you are, please take good care of yourself and go write something.